Hi witches, Athena here. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to cleanse and charge our crystals. So, I understand that some people just have crystals in their home because they're pretty as heck and they look pretty cool and they don't actually use them in their ritual, which is totally cool. But this episode is for people that do use their crystals in their ritual and in their meditations, or even if you're like me and actually wear crystals on you at all times. It's really, really important to regularly cleanse your crystals and to charge them. For this type of crystal use, it's really important that we regularly cleanse our crystals and charge them under the full moon so that we can receive their full benefits. So cleansing your crystals helps to clear out any negative energy, other people's energy, and just to clear out basically all dense negative energies from the crystal so that it is refreshed and you can receive the full positive benefits of that particular crystal. It's also really important to cleanse your crystals after you've purchased them and brought them home, because other people have been handling them and they've had their dusty energy all over them, and it's really important to just cleanse that, clear any vibes from the people that have touched them previously so that that doesn't flow on into your ritual and into your daily practice. Also, in regards to cleansing your crystals, when you use your crystals regularly, they get a build-up of energy. So for example, if you're using your black obsidian, a really strong protective stone, and it actually is great to basically ward off any negative energy, but the flip side of that is that it stores the negative energy in the crystal itself, so it needs to be cleansed really regularly, otherwise it's probably not going to work very well and you might not receive any benefits from it if you don't cleanse your crystal regularly. So just like people, crystals need to be refreshed and recharged. So it's really important that we look after our crystals and we take good care of them, which includes charging them and cleansing them on a regular basis. Now, in regards to cleansing crystals, we don't need to cleanse them every day. It's more dependent on your use of them. For example, I wear if I'm going to work, I'm dealing with a lot of people, I would wear my black onyx. It's protection. It helps protect me against negative vibes, dense energy, all that sort of thing. Really important that you cleanse those crystals that you're using regularly a bit more often. But it's really up to you and how you feel about when you're using that. If you feel it does need to be recharged, it's more a personal thing, but definitely in regards to protection stones, definitely need to be cleansed a lot more. Just as a general rule of thumb, I cleanse all my crystals, obviously except for my selenite, on the new moon. That's just a really good prompt for me. I'll clean my altar, cleanse my crystals. The new moon's a really good time to sort of focus on manifesting and just cleansing and clearing things so that you have a clean slate for the next month. But in regards to my protection stones that I probably wear and use a lot more, I do cleanse them probably every couple of weeks, just depending on how much I've used them and my personal preference for those. I think it's really good to use your intuition when it comes to that sort of thing. So whenever I buy new crystals, I bring them home and I cleanse them straight away. For cleansing, I use white sage. As I was talking about in my other video, different crystals actually have different chemical properties. So certain crystals react with water or salt or that sort of thing. So it's really important to be aware of the different properties depending on how you're cleansing your crystals. I like to use white sage just because it is a good all-rounder and it doesn't affect any crystal properties that I use with it because it's just the smoke. I personally, white sage is my go-to. And now I will say with white sage, it is a Native American plant and it is actually endangered. So it's really, really important if you are purchasing white sage that it's sourced ethically and it's not sourced from endangered location. There's some suppliers online that they have like plantations where they grow white sage ethically and they don't actually just take it from the wild, because a lot of different Native American people, whether they're South American or Native American, use them in their traditional rituals, and it's very disrespectful to take something from Native peoples for our own benefit, of course. So yeah, I just think being really smart if you are going to use white sage. I grow my own sage now as well, so I'll be starting to make my own sage bundles so that, yeah, it is very ethically sourced. If you don't want to use white sage, it does create smoke, so that's not everyone's thing. I would definitely recommend as well, selenite is really, really great for cleansing as well. So selenite's actually a crystal that does not need to be cleansed. It's a fantastic crystal to have if you have difficulty sleeping. It's a very cleansing, calming and refreshing crystal, and it actually cleanses other crystals as well. So I use it I actually leave this chunk of selenite, actually a heart. I leave this chunk of selenite on my tarot deck to keep it cleansed. I also, if I don't feel like using my sage, I will pop it in a bowl with the crystals and that intention of my selenite to cleanse and refresh my crystals so that I continue to feel all the positive benefits of the energies of those crystals. So selenite's a really, really great crystal for that as well. Very cleansing. So I will show you guys how I cleanse my crystals. So I just light my sage bundle and the lighter works. It's like stuck. So I will light my sage bundle. Just being careful, I put it over a bowl always because it drops ash and can drop little embers, and you don't want to go ruining blankets or burning your house down. That would be terrible. So I just burn it until it starts to smoke. It's not supposed to fully catch on fire. Be very, very careful with this. So I am going to show you guys how I cleanse my crystals with sage smoke. So we've got our sage. It's been lit. It just sort of has little embers and it will just smoke, and eventually it goes out, but just be careful with it. So yeah, I just get my crystal, whatever crystal it is that I'm going to cleanse, and I just hold it in the smoke, and just while I'm holding it in the smoke, I envision all energy, negative energies, all dense energy that is not beneficial or positive to me, being cleansed away as the smoke envelops the crystal. For me personally, I know when the crystal has been cleansed because the smoke will actually move away from the crystal like it's doing now. So then I know that that crystal's been cleansed, and yeah, I just do that with all my crystals. So yeah, very simple. That is how you cleanse your crystals with sage. Also, we talked about charging our crystals. So it's daytime at the moment, so I'm not going to actually put my crystals outside, but I usually just get like a little organza bag like this, and I'll pop my crystals in there. This is mine that I use, and you can peg it on your clothesline or pop it on the step, just depending on where the moonlight is at your place. Some people are lucky enough to have moonlight on their windowsill, or you could even just pop them in a bowl if you don't have one of these little bags. It just needs to be able to, the moonlight just needs to be able to essentially penetrate the crystals. So a mesh little bag, or yeah, just in a bowl. I would be careful popping a bowl out. Birds like to pinch your crystals. I've had a bird steal my clear quartz before, so be mindful if you are putting them outside in a bowl that it's somewhere safe and that animals and little fingers can't touch. But yeah, so you can charge them on around the days leading up to and also the days after the full moon, but the most potent day to charge your crystals is on the full moon. You can get like a phone app. I have a calendar which I've just noted in my organizer. I actually have all the moon cycles noted on what dates in my organizer of what day is the full moon, what day is a new moon, that sort of thing. So when I'm checking my day, I can see, oh, I need to put my crystals out tonight. And yeah, just popping those out and just leaving them overnight and then getting them in the morning. And it's simple as that. Your crystals are now charged and cleansed and ready to use again. Video, I've also mentioned programming your crystals. Our crystals do have a certain frequency that they emit. So for example, rose quartz emits a frequency of love. So you can also program that crystal for your own specific needs. So for example, having a rose quartz, yes, I want to cultivate that energy of love. However, you want it for your specific needs. So to program your crystal is very simple. All you need to do is just hold it in your hand, gaze into it. Out loud, use affirmations and intentions of how you would like the crystal to benefit you. So I'm holding my rose quartz and I could say something like my intentions or desires. So this crystal helps me to have an open heart, unconditional love for myself and others. And this crystal radiates love and gratitude throughout my entire being. So whatever intentions you desire from the crystal, you would look into that and you would just speak them out loud and hold that in your hand. And if you can, really feel the energy of those intentions. So for example, if you want to feel appreciation and gratitude through your entire being, really feel that feeling in your body as you're speaking those affirmations out loud and gazing into your crystal. But yeah, very simple, and you can do that with any of your crystals. It's a way to personalize your crystals. Obviously, each crystal has its own energy and benefits, but why do you want those benefits? And then really personalize it to you, and that just really supercharges your crystal and helps personalize that energy and that connection that you get from the crystals. So yeah, through your meditation and ritual, it's really great to do to program your crystals. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I had a lot of fun showing you how to cleanse, charge, and program crystals. Yeah, it was really great to chat about crystals, and I have some more upcoming episodes. I can't wait to share some more content with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you witches in the next episode.